Hi everyone! Our lesson for today is about slope of a line. What is a slope of a line? Slope of a line is denoted by letter M, and it is defined as the steepness of a line. Where we can see those steepness of a line, we can see that in a mountain and on the stairs. So here on the mountain, that is the steepness of the line, and then on the stairs, here is the steepness of the stair. The slope of a line is denoted by rise over run. If we say rise, that is the changes on vertical. So that is either going up or going down. And then if we say run, that is the horizontal change. So it's either going to the right or going to the left. So we define the slope as the rise over run or the vertical change over the horizontal change. So if we say vertical change, that is the change in y coordinate, and the horizontal change is the change in x coordinate. So here is the example. Let us find the slope of a line that passes through the points 4, 5 and 1, 1. So let us first plot the points. Connecting them, we form the line. So we have here the change in y. So let's count the units. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is the rise or the change in y. And then the change in x, the run, is 1, 2, and 3. So putting them together, we have the slope 4 over 3. Let us use the formula in finding the slope. The formula in finding the slope is, or the symbol for slope is m, is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. In this example, if our point 1 is 1, 1 and our point 2 is the point 4, 5, we will be having the values of y sub 2 is 5, y sub 1 is 1, and the x sub 2 is 4, and the x sub 1 is 1. So simplifying, that is equal to 4 over 3 because 5 minus 1 is 4 and 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So we got the same slope. So you may use either counting the rise over run or the change in y over the change in x, or you may use the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Another example is what is the slope of the line that passes through these points. So let us first count the change in y. So from the first point, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the run is going to the right, so that's positive. So we have 4 over 1 because the change in y is 4 and the change in x is 1. So simplifying 4 over 1 is equal to 4. Another example is this line. Let's start with the first point. We move 2 units going down, and that gives us the negative value of the change in y. And to be able to reach the second point, we move 4 units to the right, and that gives us the value of positive on the change in x. So we got negative 2, which is the change in y, and positive 4 on the change in x. Simplifying it, that is negative 1/2. So that is the slope of this line. Next example is this point. Let's start with the first point. To reach the second point, we moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units down. So that gives us negative value of the change in y. And to reach the second point, we moved 4 units to the right, and that gives us the positive value in the change in x. Thus, our slope here is negative 6 over positive 4. And simplifying negative 6 over 4, that is negative 3 over 2, which is the slope of this line. Next example is this horizontal line. The change in y is 0 because we did not go up or move down. Thus, our numerator is 0 and the denominator is going to the right, which is 4 units. So we have the slope of this horizontal line 0 over 4, which is equal to 0. Take note that all horizontal line has a 0 slope. Next example is a vertical line. Our change in y in this vertical line is we moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units up. So that gives us a positive 5 change in y. And our change in x, which is the denominator of a slope, is 0 because we did not move to the right or move to the left. Thus, the slope of this vertical line is 5 over 0, which is undefined. Take note that any vertical line has an undefined slope. Take note of this, class. If the slope is positive, the graph of that is increasing from left to right. And if the slope is negative, the graph is decreasing from left to right. And if the slope is 0, that is a horizontal line. And if the slope is undefined, the graph is a vertical line. Our next example is we are asked to find the slope of a line that passes through the following points. Number 1, 2, 4, and 4, 6. We are going to use the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Your y sub 2 is 6, y sub 1 is 4, your x sub 2 is 4, and your x sub 1 is 2. So we have 6 minus 4 over 4 minus 2. Simplifying, you have 2 over 2, which is equal to 1. Another example is negative 2, 6, and negative 5, negative 3. Our y sub 2 is negative 3, and your y sub 1 is 6. So we got negative 3 minus 6. Your x sub 2 is negative 5, your x sub 1 is negative 2. So we have negative 5 minus negative 2. Simplifying, that is equal to negative 9 over negative 3. And negative 9 over negative 3 is equal to positive 3. Another example is negative 2, 6 and 2, 7. Our y sub 2 is 7, y sub 1 is 6. So we got 7 minus 6. Your x sub 2 is 2 and our x sub 1 is negative 2. So we got 2 minus negative 2. Simplifying, we have 7 minus 6 is equal to 1 and 2 minus negative 2 is positive 4. So the slope of number 3 is 1/4. I hope you understand our lesson about the slope of a line. Good luck everyone. Bye!